Welcome to the Explainer. So today we are looking at basically the holy grail of automotive engineering. We're talking about cars that just do not break. Consumer Reports recently dropped their latest reliability scores, and man, we've combed through all that data to bring you something really special. We're zeroing in on sedans, but not just your average, decent daily drivers. We're talking about the ones that scored so incredibly high, Consumer Reports essentially labeled them near perfect. These are the vehicles real owners are pushing to 200,000, even 250,000 miles with zero issues. Okay, let's dive right into this.
So, what exactly does it take to hit 250,000 miles without your mechanic putting his kids through college on your dime? That's the ultimate question, right? To figure that out, we're doing a countdown from 10 to 1, and this is based entirely on real long-term owner data and those rigorous Consumer Report scores. We're going to break this down tier by tier, getting into the exact engineering choices that make these sedans outlast practically everything else on the road. All right, kicking things off with Tier 1, setting the reliability benchmark.
Now, because we're looking at literally the absolute best of the best here, even the entry-level scores at the bottom of our list are rock solid. A score in the mid-70s, that means you're already looking at a highly dependable ride. Coming in at number 10, we've got the 2025 Mazda 3. It's pulling 30 miles per gallon and secured a solid Consumer Report score of 74. You know, owners consistently mention that for a car you can grab for under 20 grand, the interior feels super premium, like almost luxury level. Mazda has deliberately been building up market for years, and they paired that with an IHS Top Safety Pick Plus rating. And right next to it at number 9, also sitting at a 74, is the 2026 Toyota Camry, pulling a massive 48 miles per gallon combined. Now, you might be scratching your head wondering why the legendary Camry is sitting at a 74.
Well, before we get to the Camry, let's look at exactly why the Mazda 3 earned its spot. What's super interesting here is Mazda's whole transmission strategy. While basically everyone else in the industry is cramming in CVTs, continuously variable transmissions, just to chase those fuel economy numbers, Mazda took a totally different route. Historically, CVTs have been one of the biggest complaint areas in modern cars. Mazda completely sidestepped that headache by sticking with a traditional geared automatic transmission, pairing it with their proven, naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine. This deliberate choice to prioritize proven mechanics over trendy tech, yeah, that's exactly what boosts its long-term reliability. Okay, so back to the Camry. The crucial thing to understand about its score of 74 is that it isn't a bad score at all. It's really more of a wait-and-see score. See, for the 2025 model year, Toyota completely redesigned the Camry and straight up dropped the gas-only engine entirely. It's now completely hybrid across all trims. And whenever a vehicle undergoes a massive change like that, Consumer Reports holds back just a bit until more real-world ownership data actually rolls in. But honestly, the new 5th-generation hybrid system is already shining. We're talking lighter motors and much better battery heat management. Owners are already reporting it feels noticeably quicker and smoother than the old gas versions. All right, let's move into our next chunk. Tier 2, luxury that actually lasts. There is this really persistent stereotype out there that luxury cars are just, expensive, unreliable shop queens that absolutely fall apart the second their warranty expires. Well, these next 3 vehicles completely shatter that myth. Just look at this lineup. At number 8, the Lexus ES Hybrid with a score of 77 and 42 miles per gallon. At number 7, the Lexus IS with a score of 84. And at number 6, pulling a massive 88 out of 100, a Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Yeah, no, you are seeing that correctly. A German luxury car actually beat out some of the most famous Japanese reliable stalwarts. Let's break down exactly how these 3 pulled this off. Starting with the number 8 Lexus ES Hybrid. So that score of 77 is actually based on the outgoing 2019 through 2025 generation. Over 6+ years of real-world ownership, every little bug and quirk has been totally ironed out. The nickel-metal hydride battery tech in these, it has a proven track record of lasting 15 or more years. Now here's where this explainer gets really practical for you. The redesigned, unproven 2026 models are hitting lots right now. That means you can use the bulletproof remaining 2025 inventory as major negotiating leverage at the dealership. You're getting highway quietness that seriously rivals a Mercedes S-Class, but at like half the maintenance cost. Then we have the number 7 Lexus IS. This quote really hits the nail on the head, summarizing exactly what owners are saying. No drama, no weird electrical gremlins, no surprise shop trips. Lexus smartly trimmed the lineup down, keeping the naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 and a traditional automatic transmission.
No turbo, no hybrid complexity, just stripped back, proven engineering built in Japan, where stuff like panel gaps and paint quality are executed flawlessly. Sure, you only get 22 miles per gallon, but you are buying a sports sedan that is quite literally never going to let you down. And that brings us to this number right here, 88. That 88 reliability score belongs to the number 6 Mercedes-Benz C-Class. I know, right? A Mercedes on a reliability list feels like a glitch in the matrix. But let's look at how this happened. The 2022 and 2023 models were honestly a mess of software bugs and infotainment glitches. But Mercedes quietly went to work. For the 2025 model year, the software is incredibly stable. The 48-volt mild hybrid system that used to give people headaches, totally sorted out. Even the MBUX voice assistant finally does exactly what it's supposed to do. If you just stick to the lower trims and avoid taking every single expensive option box, you're looking at a genuinely reliable rear-wheel drive German sports sedan getting 29 miles per gallon.
Moving right along, we enter Tier 3, mainstream bulletproof bargains.
These are the highly affordable, no-nonsense daily drivers. If you want absolute maximum reliability for your dollar, this is where you really need to pay attention. Check out these heavy hitters for value. The number 5 Nissan Altima with a score of 89. The number 4 Toyota Corolla, starting around $22,500, also with an 89. And the number 3 Subaru Impreza, starting under $22,000, boasting a massive 92 out of 100. It is so incredibly rare to find this kind of affordability paired with scores hovering right around that 90 mark today. Let's look closely at the number 5 Nissan Altima. What makes this so fascinating is that Nissan is actually pulling the plug on the Altima. This is essentially its final model year. And man, what a comeback story it is. If you remember the early 2010s, Nissan CVTs were just a horror show of shuddering and slipping. But by 2025, they finally fixed it. They moved to a chain-driven CVT with upgraded cooling and pumps, which essentially eliminated that shudder issue entirely. Add in those NASA-researched zero-gravity seats, and it's a pretty remarkable final chapter for this sedan. Next up is the number 4 Toyota Corolla. I mean, it's been the reliable choice for 50 years, and frankly, we love it for that. It is the ultimate boring but invincible champion. But the engineering secret hiding under the hood here is absolutely fantastic. So most modern engines use direct injection only, which eventually leads to heavy carbon buildup on the intake valves over time. Well, Toyota engineered that problem entirely out of existence. The Corolla runs both port injection and direct injection at the exact same time, keeping those valves totally clean. It's a dependable daily driver that will easily sail past 200,000 miles with just regular oil changes. And securing the number 3 spot with a huge score of 92 is the Subaru Impreza. Now, okay, Subaru did drop the sedan body style, so this is technically a hatchback, but it's the exact same reliable platform underneath. They earned this score through real, tangible engineering changes. Subaru actually increased the use of structural adhesive by 300%. What does that mean for you? A tighter body, way fewer squeaks and rattles, and vastly improved suspension longevity. Plus, they finally fixed the phantom braking issues in their EyeSight 4.0 safety system. Standard all-wheel drive, 29 miles per gallon combined, and a 92 reliability score for under 22 grand? That basically does not exist anywhere else in the market right now.
And now we have arrived at the pinnacle. Tier 4, the near-perfect champions.
To score above a 95 with Consumer Reports requires a level of consistency, build quality, and mechanical perfection that very few automakers ever actually achieve. These are the undisputed kings of the road right here. At number 2, the Honda Accord, starting at $26,200 with a staggering score of 96. And taking the ultimate crown at number 1 is the Toyota Crown, starting under $35,000 with a near-mythical score of 99 out of 100. Let's take a look at why the number 2 Accord is basically sitting in a category of its own. Notice how Honda fundamentally rethought their whole hybrid setup here. Instead of the standard inline placement for the electric motors, Honda repositioned them side by side. This layout provides vastly better cooling for the magnets and just superior long-term durability overall. Owners also rave about how smooth the brakes feel, completely avoiding that weird grabby sensation you tend to get in most hybrids. With genuine near-luxury legroom in the back, a 96 out of 100 isn't just a score, it's a statement. But honestly, nothing prepares you for the sheer dominance of the number 99. The number 1 most reliable sedan, the Toyota Crown, achieved a 99 out of 100. Let me tell you, Consumer Reports does not just hand that out. A score like this essentially means you can buy this car, drive it right off the lot, and literally stop stressing about vehicle maintenance for the next decade. For a lot of buyers, that absolute peace of mind, that's the whole ballgame.
So how exactly did the Crown win? Simple, by not reinventing the wheel. Instead of relying on a fragile belt CVT, the Crown's hybrid system uses a planetary gear set. This is the exact same tech tucked inside the RAV4 and Highlander hybrids, meaning it already has millions and millions of real-world miles proving its durability. You're getting 42 miles per gallon combined, standard all-wheel drive, and a cabin that owners literally call Lexus quiet. And here's a surprising little fact that owners absolutely love. Physical buttons for the climate controls, yeah, they aren't buried in some confusing touchscreen menu. They are just physical buttons right where they've always been. Toyota took what already worked flawlessly and just dialed it in perfectly.
And that wraps up our look at the most bulletproof sedans on the market today. The engineering choices we've seen here, from Mazda's smartly avoiding CVTs to Toyota's brilliant dual-injection engines, right up to those proven planetary gears in the Crown, it all shows exactly what it takes to build a car that actually lasts. So I leave you with this question to chew on. Which of these 10 sedans would you trust to carry you through your next 250,000 miles? Think about the data we've covered today, and we'll catch you on the next explainer.